Welcome back to Daybreak here on Citizen TV. This morning we'll bring you some beauty tips about how it is that you can maintain beautiful lips. So we'll be talking lip care. I've got two guests here. One is the model that we just picked from upstairs. I'm just kidding, welcome. But Nelly, who is the founder of Pauline Cosmetics, welcome to Daybreak.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Thank
and I
you.
see you brought your nice products with you.
Yes.
So before we get into the actual lip care of it all, maybe you can tell us why you felt inspired to start this line and how long you've been operating this business.
All right. Well, so Pauline Cosmetics is a Kenyan-owned makeup brand. We design and develop makeup products with the African woman in mind. The biggest reason that inspired me to start this line is while I was working and studying abroad, I had such a hard time getting makeup for myself as a woman of color or black woman. So, and this is in a place where there's literally thousands of brands. So I figured if I was having a hard time in the land of opportunities, what about my sisters in my continent? So I packed up and moved back home and started this brand.
Wow, awesome. And of course, you have quite a variety of not just colors, but textures. There's glosses here, there's lipsticks here. But you mentioned the whole aspect of being a woman of color.
Yes.
Are there any colors that we're not supposed to wear as women of color? Or, when it comes to skin tones and all of that, how does it vary what we pick?
So typically, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't tell anybody not to wear a particular color, because when it comes to makeup and beauty, it's all a matter of preference. But the one thing that we have to understand and know is something called undertones. It's not so much about the skin tone, it's the undertone. And an undertone is something that you cannot really see with the naked eye. Most of the time it's something that people with a trained eye can see. So makeup artists can literally pick your undertone and be able to tell what product will work best for you. Okay. And so that's where also it's kind of different when it comes to, let's say, women of color versus, let's say, a white woman. So one, we are different skin tones, and then we have completely different undertones. White people tend to have cooler undertones, and we tend to have much warmer undertones. That's why a red lipstick, one red lipstick would probably make a white woman look a bit mature, and the same lipstick would really complement a dark skin tone.
So it's important to understand how your skin tone plays into all of this. Many of us are not trained as to this is what to look for in a good lipstick. But I think once we're talking lip care, maybe you can just talk a little bit about how what we eat, what we drink also contributes to what shows up on our skin.
Exactly. So a lot about lip care. For the most part, when you look at the lip products, be it lipstick, lip balms, Vaseline that we use, you're either helping your lips to retain moisture, or you're adding moisture, or you're just adding, color to change your look. So for the most part, a lot of people do just have regular, supple, soft lips. There are people who have lips that tend to chab quite a bit. And sometimes it's a result of a habit. Some people tend to really lick their lips when they're talking. Or eat their lips, so to say.
And that's not good at all, because it tends to, in the end, dehydrate
your lips, yes. Right. So you could help your lips by using products that then help you add moisture. For the most part, also, sometimes some of these things are genetic. So you'll find that, some people have, let's say, really dark lips, or they just have lips that really crack all the time. And I normally say, sometimes we really try to fit ourselves into molds that we're not. If you are tall, you're tall. If you're short, you're too short. Nothing. I mean, you can wear heels to help you if you're short. So the same thing with lips is just to basically continue to help your lips. So some of the things that you could do is exfoliate your lips. In the evening, preferably. There's exfoliate products in the stores, but you can also do a lot of DIYs.
Sort of like a scrub, or maybe?
A scrub, yes. Okay. Yeah, and you can do some DIYs. I've seen one of the most popular DIYs is sugar with honey. But the granules have to be not too big and not too small, just medium granules for sugar. You add honey, and then you just like rub it, or you can even take a toothbrush and just like rub it over. So it just takes care of that dead skin. Just the same way we'd scrub our faces,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You can also use sugar and Vaseline, and then just moisturize your lips before you go to bed.
For the men watching who think this is a woman problem, of have, keeping your lips nice and moisturized, that's not the case. I know men who take care of themselves and don't have the chapped lips, and, carry around a little Vaseline or something to, to apply, or like a chapstick. I've seen guys who carry around.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, a chapstick. But then there might be somebody watching saying that's not something that really concerns me.
Well, it should, if you're going to be interacting with other human beings. I think for men, we tend to, or society tends to excuse men when it comes to grooming.
They can look a little rugged, and it's fine.
But even ladies notice when a man is looking some type of way. When a man passes by and they smell really nice, or their nails don't look like they just dug up a hole.
So much.
Yeah, so women notice. So for men, like, don't think we don't notice. We pay attention and we're like, okay, he takes care of himself. So it's important for men to also take care of their lips.
Let's talk about the different products that you brought today, and just explain to us like the differences here between the gloss and the lipstick and everything that you have here with you.
So in terms of lip products, there's different kinds of textures and different kinds of products. So for the most part, the most common and popular product for the lips is the lipstick, right? It's actually the most literally popular product beyond, even when you compare it to foundations and things like that. And then within the lipsticks, there's different textures. You have cream textures, you have satin, then you have the matte lipsticks.
So the matte is the one that stays on for a very long time, but it also dries out.
Exactly.
The lips quite a bit.
So it all depends. So for example, if you look at a typical stick lipstick, the main ingredient in a stick lipstick is wax. That's why it melts, right? So for example, this Pauline Cosmetics lipstick, we call it the Busumet collection, has 50% lipstick. So it does give you that moisture that most of us kind of like. It lasts the whole day without making you feel dry.
Okay.
As opposed to a typical matte lipstick, which is, we call it a liquid lipstick, right? It tends to be dry. Again, it's a matter of preference. There are people who like that dry feeling on the lips. I don't know, do you?
A makeup artist got me into matte like a year or two ago. It's not my favorite thing because my lips just feel dry the whole time, and I'm not trying to slay for 24 hours, so like it's fine. Just a regular lipstick works for me. So some people prefer that look, but also it makes your lips really dry after 3 days of applying. And so people come up with different hacks of how to take care of the lips. One is they moisturize their lips before they put on a matte lipstick. Personally, I'm not a matte lipstick person. One, I'm one of those people who lick my lips, and so I eat up my lipstick. And then, sometimes it tends to leave like a really not so pretty line. So it is a matter of preference with the matte lipstick, but typically it's for matte lipsticks, it's about getting the right comfortable matte formula, because some formulas feel like cement, literally. So it's all about getting a good product. So especially after typically don't, it's not advisable to just wear matte lipstick like 5 days in a row. Sometimes you find women switching it up a bit. And then lip glosses are just basically to add extra shine. It's all about texture. And this one that we have for Pauline Cosmetics is actually a duo. We do infuse our lip glosses with shea butter and vitamin E, which are emollients. They're moisturizing components, so that it just gives more moisture or retain moisture. And also for people who don't like maybe a lot of color on their lips, maybe just a quick lip gloss.
And it's that nude trend that's going on.
Okay, so we're gonna do some demonstrations. I don't know if lipstick is your thing, but it is today. So talk to us about the first look that you're going to do for her.
So I'm basically just going to give her a red lip.
Okay.
Right.
Pretty classic.
Pretty classic.
There
it's
are
actually
people who only own red lipstick though. Do you know those people? Like they don't own any other color. Like you bought this one red lipstick years ago and you've just kind of stuck with that. And then maybe we can also talk about like what's appropriate to wear to work or, you know, out or, you know, casually. You know, there are people who just kind of stick to one thing. It's true.
It's true. So for the most part, again, like red lipstick is actually the most popular lipstick in the world.
Okay.
And I think it's because it's just a very go-to product. You can wear it in any setting. It doesn't matter. It's one of those colors that does not limit a woman in terms of choice.
So it's versatile,
it's very versatile. Right. This particular one is called Foxy. It has a little bit of an orange undertone, so it gives a very youthful look.
Yeah, and again, you said that these lipsticks have what, 50% wax? And
yeah, wax. So typically, you know, if you're home, you're not going to be using a brush, but it helps with the application. It's just something that professionals use when they're applying.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, press your lips for me, and then press it and hold.
And there's something else that I wanted to talk about also as we're talking application of these lipsticks. The whole like outline thing, the lip liner.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of that?
Lip lining. So basically, most of the time, people want to shape their lips in a certain way. So there's a, I don't know if you've heard of a Cupid's bow, like you actually have a very well-defined Cupid's bow. So most of us are always trying to achieve what you have. It's really, a lot of these things are fad driven.
Yeah.
So most of the times women tend to feel like they need to line their lips.
A bit more definition.
Okay. Some people feel like maybe they have bigger lips, and so by using a dark liner, it creates an illusion of a small lips. So color theory really, you know, dark things.
But it's not because, you know, in the past, there was that trend of people just putting a black liner. Like the same one that you use for your eyes, you just go ahead with that black line.
Yeah.
You don't blend it.
Man.
That's a trend I really never used to understand.
It was like, look at my lips.
It was, yeah, it's very defined.
Yeah.
Maybe overly defined.
So let me just finish her up.
Again, when you do have a bold lip like this, it feels like you don't need to do that much more with
absolutely,
your face, like.
Absolutely. So again, so this is why sometimes a brush kind of helps, is you can go for that exaggerated Cupid's bow. So this is something that people do, is that they take their lipstick way over so that you're actually lining your lips. So it's kind of like the same thing with the pencil, only you use your lipstick. So for this is just a simple just lip applique. So you can either top it up with a lip gloss to give it the extra shine, kind of like what you have on, right? So typically, especially with this particular lip gloss, I would go with, well, if I can open it, with this glossy side, right? It's just basically a glossy gloss. That's what, you know, just a typical gloss. And I would just go over it and just give her that sort of
bit more shine
right around the middle.
When it comes to the removal of makeup and lipsticks in general, what's the proper you know, tools that we should be using to remove our lipstick, especially like with the matte, because that can be, like we said, it dehydrates you, it's quite dry. So how do we take that off?
So wait, can I sit?
Yes, of course. Right.
So basically, I think I'm gonna roll back.
No,
so when you're removing, especially for the matte lipstick, I don't know if the camera can see this, but it's pretty much dried on, right? So I would take coconut oil or shea butter and just rub my lips. So it is going to add more moisture to my lips if I use, let's say, coconut oil to remove it, and then I just take a cotton or a wipe and just take it off. Then, you know, you wash your face as usual and then put back, you know, always add on moisture. So put on petroleum jelly or lip balm or anything with an emollient, so shea butter, vitamin E, whatnots.
Yeah. So I think chapped lips are one of the biggest issues we have when it comes to lip care, both men and women. And you said there's various reasons for that. So one is obviously not moisturizing, we're putting that moisture back on our lips. Is there anything else that affects people who just have constant chapped lips?
So genetics could play a big part on it. Then just not hydrating enough.
So not drinking enough water.
Not drinking enough water. And then we live in, a hot continent, so constant rehydration is really, really important. And then there are people who are just prone, just like people who bite their nails, the people who are prone to licking their lips, especially if they're in like nervous situations, or you just find somebody going like, so it really, and especially our lips are, the tissue on our lips is very fragile.
Very thin
very
compared
thin
to the rest.
Yeah, so you can imagine putting on that much pressure, biting, licking, and just stripping away all the moisture.
So hydrate and moisturize.
Hydrate and moisturize
from this conversation.
Yes. And even sometimes people, people will tell me, oh, my lips are always dry. And again, it could be a genetic issue. I don't know if you've seen a lot of people with dark circles. You'll be like an 18-year-old with really dark circles, and they feel very frustrated. And sometimes I just say, it is genetics. So the best thing you can do is just work on maybe just improving that appearance, either by using concealer. So the same thing with lips is, it might not change immediately, but keep moisturizing your lips, because then it just gives you a comfortable feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable about the way they look. So I'm assuming Pauline Cosmetics, you do more than just lipsticks, or that's what you focused on.
Yes, we are known for lipsticks. We have some of the best lipsticks in the market, but we do also have, I didn't bring all the other products, but we have powders. I brought this for the purpose of using a mirror. But we have powders which are really great. We call them super coverage compact powders. Brushes, we're also known for our brushes. We have some of the best brushes in the market. We also just launched our liquid foundations a week or two ago, and we're actually starting a campaign on that today. So the liquid foundations, basically, we want to make sure that we cater to all the shades. That was the main reason why I started this brand. So we're going to be catering from the darkest rich tones of a Sudanese woman to the warm caramel shades of Ethiopian women, and just creating makeup for us, for Africans by Africans.
Sounds fabulous. Where can people get in touch with you or get to know more about your products?
So we are on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, also our website, www.paulinecosmetics.com, and you can also order products online.
Okay, awesome. I forgot to ask you how much one of these would cost me. How much would send me back?
The lipstick?
Yes.
Just 800 shillings.
Just. But I think also investing in quality lipstick is, because I've had ones that have just messed me up even more than, because you use there are much cheaper ones that you buy, and sometimes they just do a lot of damage, which is not worth it in the end.
Especially your lips, then you're back to trying to get rid of dry skin, dark lips, and stuff like that.
Moisturize, hydrate, and keep your lips beautiful. This has been Beauty Tips here on Daybreak. Thank you so much, Nelly.
Thank you
for being our volunteer this
morning.
Thank you so much. Now that we just left with a random red lip, enjoy the rest of your
We should
day.
gift her a lipstick, right?
Oh, yes,
okay, so let's, I think she looks really good in red. Okay. So I want to give her Foxy
like
lipstick.
Staple.
This is for you.
That's a classic. Nice red lipstick.
You so much.
Aren't you glad you came downstairs? All right, more Daybreak coming up, including news updates. We've got the county news and international news coming up as well, so keep it here. Much more on the way.